La 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 country, it's book time. Welcome back, guys, to part 2. So today we're going to be reading, I don't know how many pages exactly, but I think I'm going to read the second chapter. So we did the first and we reached the second. Now we're going to read this second, and I think that there might actually be like 18 videos for this series because there are 18 chapters. I'm going to go like chapter by chapter, so that's why. Anyways, let's start. Now, where did we leave off? We were here. La la. Oh, I see you've reached this page. Let me move away so you can read. Good luck. Thanks, bookmark. Anyways, Commander Farragut, well, I don't know how to pronounce it, that's the only way I can pronounce, had no doubt that he would find and destroy the narwhal. Well, that's sort of a cruel thing, but I mean, it's sort of killing everyone, so I guess that's what it deserves. After all, he had the fastest, best-armed ship in the U.S. Navy. He had a loyal, enthusiastic crew, but he had something even better. He had Ned Land, the king of Canadian harpooners. Now, Ned Land, if you can see this picture, he is king of harpooners, meaning the best harpooner. And if you can see this picture as well, here is a harpoon. So this is a rope which is attached, okay? You can see like the path. Let me trace it with my finger. Here's the rope over here, and then from behind and here. And this stick over here through his hand, and this is the blade, this part, okay? Anyways, Ned's skill and courage made him the most valuable man on board. His eyes were like a powerful telescope, sighting things at great distances, and his arm was like a mighty cannon, always ready to explode. By the time we had reached at sea, 3 weeks, Ned and I had become good friends. We spent hours talking about his whaling adventures, but Ned stubbornly refused to discuss the giant narwhal. He did not believe it really existed. "Why can't you accept the idea of a huge narwhal?" I asked. "After all, you're one man who knows all about large sea animals." "It's all right for ordinary people to believe in such a creature, Professor," he replied. But I've hunted and harpooned hundreds of whales, and no matter how powerful they were, neither their tails nor their tusks were strong enough to crack open the steel hull of a ship. A wooden hull, yes, but never steel. "But suppose this creature lives several miles deep in the ocean," I argued. "Just think of the heavy pressure of the water there. This creature could have to have unusually powerful bones to stand that pressure. A man like you, for example, at a depth of 6 miles would be flattened out by that pressure. You would look like a steamroller had run over you." "Good Lord!" exclaimed Ned. "Then the creature would have to be built with steel plates 8 inches thick, and that's even thicker than the hull of a warship. But I don't think this creature exists." "Then how do you explain, you stubborn harpooner? What happened to the Scotia?" Ned hesitated, then said, "Maybe it was a no, it can't be." And the stubborn harpooner refused to say another word. As the Abraham Lincoln rounded the tip of South America and moved from the Atlantic Ocean into the Pacific, everyone began to search the surface of the ocean. Night and day, eyes and telescopes did not rest. We gulped down our meals and slept only a few hours at night. Ned Land was the only one who refused to search the ocean, except when it was his turn to stand watch. "It's all nonsense," he protested, when I scolded him for his lack of interest. "Why, we're just wandering around blindly. You say this creature is last seen in the middle of the Pacific, but that was 4 or 5 months ago. If this creature travels fast as you say it does, it's probably far away by now. If it even exists." I had no answer for Ned. Yes, we were wandering around blindly, but what else could we do? We had spent 3 months cruising in the North Pacific, chasing whales and sighting reefs. We covered every mile of the ocean between the coast of Japan and North America, but we found nothing. Everyone on board grew discouraged, then angry. How could they have been foolish enough to believe in a ridiculous expedition? It was time to give up and return home. But Commander Farragut persuaded his men to wait 3 more days. If during that time the monster didn't appear, he would turn the ship and go back. This promise was made on November 2. For the next 3 days, the crew worked harder than ever. When on November 5 and the 3 days had ended with no monster sighted, the commander kept his promise. That evening, we were about 200 miles from the coast of Japan. Conseil, or like you could say they're like a slave, except instead of treating them badly, like saying rude, you treat them more of a, like, for example, he is your adopted son slave thing. I don't know, but you should know that, okay? Conseil and I were on deck staring out at the sea. The crew high up in the rigging were still examining the horizon. Suddenly, we heard Ned Land's voice shouting, "Ahoy! There it is!" Ned was pointing to a glowing oval-shaped object beneath the sea. The glow was so bright, even from 400 yards away, that my eyes hurt just looking at it. Could this creature be charged with electricity? Like an electric eel, perhaps? Look, look, I cried. It's moving, it's going backward. No, now forward. It's heading right for us. Commander Farragut reversed his engines and the Abraham Lincoln started moving away from the light. Or rather, it tried to move away. The strange glowing animal rushed towards our starboard side with terrifying speed. Oh, just a second. Just before you move on, I have a fun challenge for you guys. As you see, Ned Land was correct in his theory, and that the thing was actually a metal submarine. But if it was metal, how was there a strange, eerie glow? Tell me your theories down in the comments below. Thank you. Well, what a nice challenge, Bookmark, I must say. You're very good at listening. Anyways, the strange glowing animal rushed towards our starboard side with the terrifying speed, but when it was 20 feet from our hull, it stopped suddenly. Its lights went out and it disappeared. In a few seconds, we heard Ned cry out, "There it is, coming up the port side." Ned was right. A shiny black body, shaped like a fish, was sticking out above the water. Like a fish. It had to be at least 200 feet long, and its tail was moving so wildly it turned the sea into foam. Our cannons began firing, and the shells struck the black body, but instead of exploding, they simply bounced off the creature's back and splashed into the water. Wow. Now, if like that didn't even slightly dent it, there must be like at least 10 inches metal there. Just then, I leaned over the rail and saw Ned below me. He was hanging onto a pole with one hand and raising his terrible harpoon with the other. Now, when we mean terrible, we don't exactly mean that his harpoon looked bad, but it was actually more of like showing how dangerous it could be in the hands of Ned. Suddenly, the creature was now only 20 feet away. Suddenly, Ned's arm snapped forward. The harpoon sailed through the air. I heard a ringing noise as it seemed to hit something hard. 2 huge gushes of water shot up from the monster and washed over the deck of the ship. Then there was a horrible crash. I didn't even have time to grab onto anything before I felt myself being thrown over the railing and into the sea. The next chapter is chapter 3. Oh, I see you already finished the chapter, and, well, it was really fun. Well, if you want me to upload more videos like this, tell me down in the comments below. Anyway, you see, it takes a little time just to read a chapter, so tell me down in the comments below too that if I should make 2 chapters in one video. I mean, if I ever should make 2 chapters in one video. I mean, I'm just a bookmark. Hey! Well, guys, now this video, part 2 of 18 episode long series is over. Till next time, goodbye. And one more thing, please subscribe. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's it. And it has to be before January of 2021. Thank you guys if you subscribe. I'm going to give a shout out to one of my subscribers in the least one of my subscribers in any one of these videos. So look out for your name if you have subscribed. Till next time, goodbye. Blah. Okay, that's it. Let's get up.
अबे यार चलना